Catchweight interview number 20, y'all. Welcome back. First and foremost, shouts out to First Round Management. Nico's that guy. He hooked me up with Patrick Pytlik. He's a Canadian phenom, fantastic fighter, all around great guy. This is. I don't want to be disrespectful to anybody that I had on here before, but this is my best podcast that I've ever had. We had he had me crying the whole time. He's so funny. He's just so talented. Very real. Like you're gonna see it. He's like at a party the whole time. It's great. He's a great guy. Just a wild man. I can't praise the guy enough. I'm so thankful. Excellent Muay Thai. He went out to Thailand. We get to talk about that for a little bit. I don't really know much about Muay Thai, so he educated me a little bit. I just started recently doing Muay Thai at a place called Witherspoon's Gym in Bristol, PA. Might want to check them out. There's a lot of good gyms in South Jersey, in the South Jersey area. Champs Gym in Delran, Witherspoon's Gym in Bristol, PA. Killer B CSA up in, that's like mid Jersey, depending on if you believe in mid Jersey or not. South Jersey BJJ, JBM Fit. There's so many awesome places down here. So if you're in New Jersey and you're looking for lots of different gyms, just take the time. There's a lot of good gyms out there. Regardless of the fact, his Muay Thai is fucking on point. He's been fighting for a very long time. I'll be the first to say this, especially about him, Mr. Pytlik. I don't know what you've done in the past. We talked about him coming from a troubled past a little bit. I believe that people are a culmination of everything that's happened in their life. And so far, Patrick Pytlik, in the exchange that I get to have with him, he's a great guy. He had a rough go in the beginning. I don't know, we don't really get into it. But you're not a bad guy to me. You're a good guy. You're a good person, and you're a good father, and you're a great fighter. So I hope you move forward and have success, and just continue being a great guy and a nice person and intelligent. And he's knowledgeable about the sport. He's funny. It's go. We're gonna have a blast this episode. Front to back, just hilarious. Just a funny guy. Not even trying either. He's not trying to be funny. Very real. Very, very real. Very raw. We got some guys lined up in the pipeline. I don't want to count my eggs before they hatch or whatever the fuck the thing is called. There's definite guys we have in here. We had Lazar. I'm not even going to attempt his last name because it's just so long and I'm horrible with it and I don't want to fuck it up. But really awesome fighter coming out of California. Lazar is going to be on next week. I think KB in the same promotion that Patrick's in the Unified MMA. Just super high quality. I put up a promo that they put out on the page, and it's just really well done. It's almost like the UFC did it. And from what I understand, this is one of Canada's best, professional. In a lot of ways, the CFFC is in New Jersey. If you're familiar with the CFFC, that's their CFFC. Very high quality. They're pushing out very high quality guys. Go check them out. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We had a blast this episode. Many more episodes in the pipeline. Many more fighters from different countries we're going to be lining up. I've heard some names in South Africa get dropped. Some in Europe. Some more new in not New York, but possibly from New York. But there's gonna be a lot. I am even playing with the idea of even putting up two a week at this point because I'm just getting so many. And then I have one that I hope I can get done tomorrow. I'll save that announcement for when we get it done. But it's gonna be good. So stay tuned. Thank you for the support. I've looked at the views recently. Last month we did something close to 1,000 plus views, over 1,500, 600 views over 3 or 4 videos. So thank you so much. Without further ado, Patrick Pytlik, everybody. I did a little research, and you're quite the interesting individual.
Yeah?
Yeah.
In what way?
In what way? You have a pretty cool story. Like I read a couple. There's a couple articles about you out there. So what I typically do, and also if there's anything we are not supposed to talk about, please let me know, and I will not do that.
Yeah.
So basically I go over like what made you come to where you're at today, like basically first, and then I talk about like some fights that I watch. You forwarded me that highlight tape that you gave me. And like, but to you, an integral part of your career getting into mixed martial arts was Muay Thai. I don't know a lot about Muay Thai. Other than like what my friend has shown me. He's like, even if you are not a fan of Muay Thai, like watch Saenchai. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go watch Saenchai and guys like that fight. And it's incredible. I just don't know. I don't even know like where to start. I watched like Cyborg do lion fight. I don't know exactly. I don't know like what that world is. So I wanted to delve into that world with you because that's a really big part of your life. You went to Thailand.
I lived in Thailand.
Yeah.
I fought over Canada, right?
Yeah.
And I was 19 years old at the time. And I'm like, I need more than this. I feel like I can do more. I can do better. I need more opportunity.
Right.
So yeah, I was like. I was a guy with a dream, or sorry, not a guy, a kid with a dream.
Yeah.
And I thought I could make it. I thought I could do more in Southeast Asia. So I moved there with one of my best friends at the time.
Right.
And yeah, we fought all over Southeast Asia. It was awesome.
So you entered a pro circuit there, right? That's what I read.
Yeah. Yeah. I started as an amateur, and I went to Thailand, and I found out there's no such thing as amateur there, especially for foreigners. So they're like. So in this circuit, elbows are okay, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, I train them, but I don't think I've ever elbowed somebody before.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay with that. Like, okay, so no headgear. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Uh-huh.
I fought in Ontario. There was like A, B, C class, like as a Muay Thai fighter. Okay. So I fought with everything. I fought with like a belly or chest protection when I was a kid, ankle guards when I was a kid, shin guards. I've done it all, right?
Right.
And I slowly became A class, and I was fighting with no shin guards, basically pro, just not getting paid, right?
Right.
And then I went, so I'm like, fuck it, I might as well get paid for this shit. So when I went to Thailand, I remember the very first guy that I fought, he beat me from post to post.
Jeez. And
I knocked him out. I think it was like the 4th round or something.
Right.
And okay, I guess I know what I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
I guess I'm okay at this.
Yeah.
But no, I got fucked up. He beat the shit out of me.
Hey.
And then his because I knocked him out, I had to fight his brother. So his name was
shit.
His name was Verachai, and his brother's name was...
Family Mortal Kombat? You just need to go up the ladder? He's going to fight his grandfather next?
Basically. So I fought his brother, who was better, and his brother's name was Yod King, and his brother... So I said Verachai beat the shit out of me. Yeah. Well, Yod King beat the fuck out of me every single round. Like, I literally lost every single round. It wasn't even close, and it was like the 4th round.
Yeah.
And he landed like a massive elbow on my face, but as I turned, I pulled on his arm and I threw a knee right up the pipe, just like a Hail Mary, and I think I cracked his ribs. I did something to drop him because he didn't recover, and I basically was like, okay, I win. Right? But I'll be honest, like, we're on a podcast, right? I'll be honest with you, I got the fuck kicked out of me, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, back to the drawing board. That's what professional fighting is all about. So. Right. I trained a few months, and then I fought again, and yeah, I did my time. I did my time in Muay Thai. So, yeah, it was rough. It was rough. I actually got into MMA by accident, to be perfectly honest.
Right.
I came back from Asia, and before I went to Asia, because I'm not so naive that I don't think that fighting can permanently fuck me up. So I went to college, right? Right. And I wanted to pay off all my student loans and stuff. So I went out to the land of milk and honey, which is out west in Canada, anyways.
Okay.
And I was working. I was working at the oil refineries and I was working on a propane plant.
That's
actually.
Some fucking hard living there, I'll tell you that.
Hard living, but you're a fucking fighter, so what's harder than being a fighter?
Yeah.
that wasn't shit to me. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna work 12 hours, and you're not gonna punch me in the face? Yeah, okay. I can handle it.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyways, I I was working and I got laid off, right? So I made enough money to pay off all my student loans, and I got laid off. And I didn't realize oil was going in the tank at the time. And I don't know how it is in the States, but we were pretty affected in Canada. So I lost my job. And when I lost my job, I'm like, well, fuck. What am I going to do for a couple months until I find another job? I'm just going to go find a gym to train at, right? So I looked for a Muay Thai gym, and I found Sifu Frank Lee's gym, which is it's like kickboxing, Muay Thai, but I love the guys there, but it wasn't what I was used to back home. It was something different, right? And I was sparring with all these MMA guys, so I was kind of curious about MMA at the time. So I eventually ended up at Hayabusa Training Center, which is, those guys, they sponsor everybody, right? Hayabusa.
Right.
So Luke Harris is like one of the owners of Hayabusa. And I walked in there and I told him, like, yeah, I'm not an MMA fighter. Because, me, I was working 24 days straight, so I kind of lost track of time. And I came, I think it was like on a Tuesday instead of a Monday, but I thought it was like a Monday. Yeah. And I wanted to do a Muay Thai class, but I came on like the professional sparring, like the pro sparring team. Right. Like the pro team training, whatever the fuck it used to be back then. Right. And I'm like, well, I fought pro and I have a lot of experience. Like, maybe I can work with you guys. So, I sparred with everybody. I was very successful. And then he's like, okay, now we're going to do striking with takedowns. I threw a jab, somebody put me on my back. I went 1-2, somebody put me on my back. I did like head kick, somebody fucking judo throw me on my neck. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like almost 50 fights and this is it? You're not any better than this, So I had to learn it, right? But more than that, before I left that day, Luke hired me to be the pro team striking coach, right?
I read that.
So
I read that.
Where are you?
That's amazing. Like for someone at a pretty decent facility to just look at your skill. I check your skill level. I'm like, wow, you're fucking really good at this, and give you a job. It's a big deal.
Yeah. Well, I'm more experienced than most of the guys, right? Even in MMA, like I used to train with Gary Goodrich for about 4 years. I was his main sparring partner when I was just a kickboxer.
I saw the video on YouTube.
Yeah, but I had no interest in MMA at the time. He was trying to convince me when I was 19. Right. I'm like, Gary, I'm in school. This shit ain't for me. I'm a kickboxer, Right. But I was the best he had in Barrie, and he was still fighting Pedro Rizza. Hey, Brad, shut the fuck up. Hey, I'm on a podcast. Get the fuck out of here. Sorry. So anyway, I was he was fighting Pedro Rizza at the time. Gegard Mousasi. He was still in the prime of his life, fighting guys. Before the Hurt Business movie came out and all the dementia, he was still with it, right? So he didn't have many options, but I lived in Barrie and I was in school. So I'm like, well, I'll be your sparring partner. All 170 pounds of me, But, if I could claim to have one attribute, it wouldn't be speed or power or maybe even talent. It was toughness, right? I'll spar with you every single day that you want, right? Yeah. So he worked with me and I worked with him, and he was like, you should get in this MMA stuff. I'm like, I don't know, right? I don't think it's for me. So when I was 24 and I started winning, he's like, I told you. He's like, this was always for you. And, like, you wasted all these years. Like, you could have been doing this when you were 19. I had all the connections. And
when did it start clicking for you? Because you said you had a little bit of a difficulty in the beginning when you were first learning about, when did you start applying your skill from Muay Thai over to learning MMA? Like, where did you see, like, some of the crossovers start happening?
Okay, so I told you when I got hired on at Hayabusa. Yeah. All the guys I was coaching were professional fighters. Right. I was a professional kickboxer, but they were all professional MMA fighters. Right. So I told Luke, I'm like, I don't think the guys really respect me, which wasn't true. They all respect me. They're all my buddies back then and even to this day. But in my head, I was like, I have to do it. I can't teach you something if I've never done it, right? So on the fourth month of me training MMA, I had my first professional fight. 4 months of jiu-jitsu, 4 months of wrestling, 4 months of MMA transition, 4 months of everything. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll fight somebody.
You just crash coursed yourself into a professional debut.
Hey, trial by fire, baby.
Yeah.
I went in there like the mantra in my head was if you get taken down, you lose.
Yeah.
So don't get taken down. Just keep it standing. Keep it standing. Keep it standing. Right. So.
Which you're very good at doing, and in the highlights that I saw, you do a very calm sprawl out of your clinch, or people coming forward, you putting your hips over their hips, over their body to make sure you're not getting taken down.
Yeah. So anyways, the first fight that I had, Eric Tevley was way more experienced than me. He was like a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. I was still a fucking white belt.
Okay.
I didn't even know wrestling. I just knew that if you push me up against a cage, Jeff Montemero, who's one of my main coaches, and Luke Harris, they basically taught me what to do when my back's on the cage. So I basically stalled him. I hugged him, held him. I know it's like a cheap tactic,
hey,
but I held him until the ref broke us up, and then I beat him up. Yeah. And then I held him, and then I beat him up. And then I held him, and then I beat him up. And then we got to like the third round, and I'm like, man, this guy is tough. Like I kicked him, and I know you don't know me yet, but I can kick harder than anybody I've ever met. And I fucking kicked this guy in the face, and he looked at me, smiled, and kept coming forward.
Oh, Jesus.
You know, like this kid was there to fight. This kid was there to win.
What did that do to your confidence?
Nothing, absolutely nothing, because I was winning the fight. So I'm like, well, I mean, I want to kill you, but I'm also an amateur. Like I was an amateur fighter, so I know how to win fights by points.
Right.
And I know I'm winning, so I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. And it was like the third round. I just touched him lightly to the body, and I heard him go, "Hoo!" I'm like, "Oh, you're fucking. There's your Achilles heel. I got you now, right?"
Yeah.
So I went to the body, and that was the beginning of the end. Yeah. Like the highlight reel shows me throwing an elbow over the top, and then he drops, and I hit him. But what that highlight doesn't show is I hit him to the body first,
right,
and then I hit the elbow,
right, and
it was a body shot. I was actually just holding him up. If I would have let go of him at that point, he would have just fell. He was done, right? But so yeah, he was one of the toughest opponents I had until I would say I fought for the title. To be perfectly honest, I steamrolled through everybody else because now I learned the jiu-jitsu, I learned the wrestling. Right. So at that point in my career, that was a guy where I had a massive disadvantage, and with him, he brought the love out of me. I'm like, I love this. So I ended up breaking my leg after the fight, so I had to take like a year and a bit off because I destroyed all the ligaments in my leg.
God damn, you do kick hard shit.
I know, but it wasn't even that. It was like some guy just showed up at Hayabusa.
Oh my god!
And he wrestled me and broke my leg, and then I never saw him again.
What
basically.
The fuck?
That's basically what happened.
Did he go there exclusively to wrestle you? That's the thing that one of my jiu-jitsu coach, Coach K down here in South Jersey.
Yeah.
He said people wrestlers from random colleges will just walk into his place just to grapple with him and then leave and then never come back.
Yeah, it was. I don't think that was his intention. I think it was a guy that wanted to try it because I found out he was like a judo black belt. Mm-hmm. But he didn't even do that. He did like a weird ankle pick, and he just destroyed my shit.
Fuck,
you know,
man.
But you know, whatever, right? It gave me more time. I'm like, oh, well, I guess I can like actually study MMA. I can study the grappling. I can study the jiu-jitsu, right?
You're a very cerebral fighter.
I am. I actually am. I was a chess player when I was a kid, right? So everything I do has a purpose. You know, the only fight I lost, in MMA was against Jake Lindsay, which was recently.
Right.
And my problem was I knocked him down in 10 seconds. I almost knocked him out with the second jab that I threw in 10 seconds into the fight.
Right.
And everybody that I hurt up until that point, I could put away.
Right.
So I didn't revert to strategy. I'm like, no, I'm just going to fight him. This guy doesn't got shit, right?
Right.
But what I didn't know was he was like cooking me. He was like slow playing me until he got me into a, vicarious situation, and then he put me in that guillotine. And I knew it was checkmate. I wasn't gonna tap. But he fucking put me to sleep. He put me to fucking sleep, right? Because I had my whole family there, right? I had all my friends, and I never lost in 10 years. Like losing to me wasn't even an option. Like it didn't exist. To me, I thought I was just gonna walk through them. I was I was arrogant, I was cocky, and I fought stupid.
Well,
and I got exploited basically.
And even in loss, I guess everyone learns out something. You know what I mean? Like in that I mean, while it was happening, you're like, oh fuck, he baited me a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you're pretty. You know, I don't want to make it sound disrespectful or anything, but you've had 8 fights, so you have like a pretty like small career in MMA. You've had a very long history in fighting. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
You're able to fight in your confidence is there. You feel great about your ability and all that. But you learn something in the early stages of your career. I find that with everybody that I've talked to so far. But you said it earlier. One of your intangibles that you think on top of you kicking hard as fuck is your toughness. And in one of your fights that you put that highlight reel on for me, that was one of the things that was tested there too. You put you in an armbar and you survived it and got out of it. So you're not going to be one of those guys that's going to tap the fuck out. You know what I mean?
No. He actually damaged my elbow. My elbow is still pretty fucked up actually. You know, I don't know if I heard it from a jiu-jitsu guy. It's like, on the 3rd pop, you're probably in trouble. Well, I got to 2nd pop.
Oh,
it was like pop, and the same thing, right? My family was there, my friends were there.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna quit. Break my fucking arm. Right. You know, I'm not quitting. And it's not even because I'm tough. Toughness has nothing to do with it. It's just my mindset. Like I don't want to give up. I don't want to quit. Right. And I've never been that guy. Right. So I went into when Byron had me in that position, I accepted the fact that my arm might get broken, but I have one more round to win. Jesus. Because I thought roughly I was winning 3 rounds to 1. So even if I lost that, I thought I was going to go away with the fight, right? So I'm like, break my fucking arm. I'm just going to go into the 5th and I'm just going to run.
You were fucking wild, man.
I'm just going to move it, right? Mm-hmm. And so anyways, the irony of that is I knocked him out with that hand.
Yeah, you sure did.
The arm that he fucked up. Yeah. It's still a little bit messed up. I should probably
go to a doctor.
I should probably see somebody about
that. Get that checked out.
Yeah, but it's not affecting me, right? I can still grapple. I can still box. I can, But it's like I can't really show you. But when I my arm's here, right? Whenever I push it, I crank it like
a beer in the other hands.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's the summer, and I'm enjoying my life right now.
Get it. Live your best life, right? Man. Live your best life.
You know what I did this morning, though? I boxed for 2 hours, and I ran 10K. It's fucking raining here. I'm enjoying a beer out of Pig Roast.
Yeah, listen, that's no knock on you. It was just funny. It's a funny image.
Canada. You know what? I was actually not taking a sip of this beer until you said that, so now, fuck it, I am. I was trying to hide it, but you pointed it out, so there you go.
Oh, dude, I don't care. This is ESPN.
Yeah, we're just having a time. But my coaches might see this, and they're going to be like, Pat, fuck. You're fighting in September.
All right, I'll blur it out. It's Coca-Cola. He's drinking a
No, don't even, man. They all know. I told my boxing coach this morning I'm getting after it, so he knows what's up. And I worked for it. I did 2 hours. I ran 10K.
You don't seem to have a discipline issue.
I normally don't. I'm just waiting for my opponent to sign the contract, and then it's like, fucking oatmeal and eggs and water. Oatmeal, eggs, and fucking water. Yeah, it sounds funny, but it's
my refugee diet.
It's basically my reality,
Oh man,
I'm a fucking starving athlete here, so I got to do what I got to do.
I feel you, homie. I feel you. Go get that water in that bush.
I know. Bush is like such shitty beer.
It's all right. I'm not a big weed. I smoke weed myself. I don't do a bunch of. I don't like drinking. I just don't like the way it makes me feel.
I'm the opposite. I can't handle marijuana, but I think it's a psychological thing. I think you're putting smoke in your lungs. Fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, you can have a beer. It's not going to affect your cardio.
Yeah, for sure. It's not. I don't know. There are a lot like Desmond Green. I talked to him. You know who Desmond Green is in the UFC. He just fought.
Yeah.
He fought recently. He smokes all the time, and he's like, I'm a D1 wrestler. I don't give a shit. Like his lungs are phenomenal. But I'm like, I guess it affects everyone differently. Everyone definitely gets affected by it differently. Like, there's no way you can tell me putting particles in your lungs is healthy for you at all.
No. The only thing that's supposed to be in your lungs is fucking oxygen.
Yeah.
And everybody tells you different. They're full of shit. But most of my teammates are the same way. Yeah, they'll have a toke. I mean, hey. this shit isn't easy, man.
Yeah.
Like training every day isn't easy. If you if you have something that's going to help you relax at night, and calm you down, and give you that reprieve, hey man, I'm all for it.
A lot of
good
NFL,
on you.
That's the way to do it. Players do it. A lot of basketball players do it. It's just a good way to. I don't know how much of that anti-inflammatory shit is real or not. I don't know
it's probably all full of shit.
Yeah. But it does relax you for sure.
Hey, if it's a placebo effect, it's the placebo effect. Whatever. If it's fucking working, it's working. But we're in Canada, so it's legal here.
Yeah.
So
like
you
can
do
those balance bands. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah. Whatever. Right.
Whatever works.
If you believe it works, it probably fucking works.
Yeah.
I'm sitting on a recycling bin, so I'm just gonna move. Yeah. It's raining here, so.
This is great.
Yeah, sorry, man.
No, it's okay.
I'm at a bit of a party here, so.
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. I love it. This is real life. This is what we're trying to capture.
This is what it's all about.
This is what it's all about.
That's what it's all about. So.
Okay, so eventually you obviously come back from Thailand. You come back here or Canada. You don't live in America. And you get the job, you start fighting again, and during that when did you had a child, right?
When I was 16.
When you were 16 years old? You said you didn't pull out.
I didn't pull out. Apparently, you only have to do that once. I learned. You know,
that's how science works.
The best moment of my life. Like, oh, that felt so great.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm pregnant. You're gonna have to tell your family. What? Because she was older than me, right? Right. And I had 3 tattoos when I was 16. I had a car. You know, she never asked how old I was, so I never told her. You know, and then when she got pregnant, it was kind of like, so I got to meet your family, right? Yeah. Okay, no problem. And my mother happened to let it slip that, hey, you know, you got to go to bed because you got to go to school tomorrow morning. And she's like, oh, I didn't know you were in college. Yeah. So high school? Yeah. I'm not in college. I'm in fucking high school. And basically it was like, okay, I'm gonna take my pregnant self. Yeah. I'm gonna move back to my hometown, which is an hour and a half away. Yeah. And now I'm gonna make your life miserable. Thanks for not telling the truth. So she basically did all that in that order. But you know what? You know, we were young, and now that we're both older, things are better.
That's good.
Right? But it wasn't, like I said, it was hard.
Nobody fucking has, you know, my parents had me in college, and my dad was playing football, and my mom was like, hey, I'm pregnant. Like, all right, well, we're going to stop doing this now, and we're going to work now. That's what's going to happen. And, you know, you got to do what you got to do. And, you know, my parents scratched, like, just like everybody. They lived in fucking New Jersey. I don't know if you know anything about New Jersey, but it's hard, and it's cold sometimes. And it's fucking expensive as shit, but they figured it out, you know. And here I am.
Yeah, it wasn't easy, right? But I've always been kind of a crazy kid, but I needed something. I needed some sort of outlet, you know. Right. I wasn't the guy I am today, you know. I had to find my path, right? I had to go.
I was gonna say, you said in an interview, you said at 16 you said this. You said you were a bad kid. You said yourself you were a bad kid.
Yeah.
So like, why? How did you like? I don't believe that when kids say that. You know what I mean? Unless it's like Hitler or something. But even he started out like okay. Yeah. You know what I mean? He had all this other fucked up shit.
To be perfectly honest, I don't know what the statute of limitations is, but let's just say I was a criminal.
Okay.
I did a lot of bad shit that I didn't get caught for.
Fair enough.
So anyways, I was always a risk taker, and I took risks in a way that they weren't positive, right? They were very negative things that I did. I wasn't a good person, basically. But I walked into a gym, and I walked into a jiu-jitsu gym, actually, and I was training with these guys, and we were all wearing, like, the pajamas, like, the gi and all that shit, and then right beside the jiu-jitsu gym was a Muay Thai gym. Like, it's Muay Thai classes at the same time. I'm like, fuck training with all these stinky, fat motherfuckers. I want to look like the dudes over there that got the six-pack. So I basically just Yeah, sorry, Dragon. I'm training with those guys now.
Yeah.
And I only started training because let's be honest, man. I'm 16. I'm looking for pussy. I'm just looking to get girls. It has nothing to do with anything else.
Wild, man. They need to put you on the Ultimate Fighter ASAP.
Well, I don't know. I don't know anything about that, but I was just looking to get girls, and I was sparring and stuff, and they convinced me to take a fight, and I won, and then they convinced me. So one was like turn to 5, and 5 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, Team Canada. I'm like, okay, so apparently I'm a fighter now.
Yeah.
Like I literally never told anybody. Like I never considered myself a fighter until I had like 30 something fights. I wasn't one of those guys like, oh, I'm gonna have my first fight. Let's do a GoFundMe. Go fuck yourself, basically. I hate those guys. I fucking hate those guys. You know how much money I've ever asked for in my life? Nothing. I've always worked a job because I had to, support my daughter and stuff. And I did everything I did myself. Right. I didn't have nobody fund me and help me out, And every time I see those guys, to be honest, I can be perfectly honest with you, I'm proud of 3 things. I'm proud I never did fucking steroids or any performance-enhancing drug. I'm proud I never did cocaine or any other drug, hard drug besides, I tried marijuana. I was like, this shit ain't for me. Yeah. And I'm proud I never did fucking GoFundMe page. Those are the 3 top things in my athletic career that I can say that I can look at you as a man and say, those are 3 things I never did. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I hate like when a guy's like, oh, I'm gonna go to Thailand, go fund me and help me pay for my trip. No, motherfucker, go fund yourself. Piece of shit. Plus, you suck. It's not. Go fuck yourself. You're not even that good. If you were any good, you'd do it yourself. Yeah. Yeah. Stop trying to ask other people to pay for your shit. Oh, shit. You suck. Fuck you. Like, go donate to a cancer society. Don't donate to some asshole that's trying to have his pro debut and he sucks. Fuck that guy.
Oh, right? Shit.
Yeah, oh, sorry, man. I know I'm cracking you up.
No, it's funny shit. I've never heard anyone.
I'm actually serious, though.
I know you're serious, but it sounds so funny. Funny. Because it's so funny because I've never heard anyone say this shit aloud about other people. When I see GoFundMes, I'm like, you go for your dreams. You know what I mean? Like,
fuck you and your dreams. Fuck that shit. If you really wanted your dreams, you would work your ass off like I fucking did. And guess what? I did it. I got my fucking dreams. I did everything I wanted to do. But I did it myself. I didn't ask for nobody to fucking give me money.
Right.
Fuck those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even the sponsors guys. I have. The sponsors I have give me clothes. Yeah. And they're doctors.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
But you earned. Here's the thing. Here's the difference, though, right? You didn't outright say, "Hey, I need someone to sponsor me. Do X, Y, Z." No. I'm assuming they're like, "You're doing real well. Let's reach out to you." There's no difference between that and any other athlete that does very well on any major organization. You know what I mean?
Exactly. You know what, people that are the loudest, they're usually the guys you don't take serious. The guys that aren't saying nothing and they're just going for it. The guys that don't talk much. Those are the guys you should pay attention to.
Right.
In my experience, anyways.
Yeah, here's the thing, though. I agree, just through a morality standpoint, where you're like, yes, that the silent virtuous one should be the one that does well as long as they do the right thing, but history shows in capitalism that the loudest big dick swinging motherfuckers in the room are the ones that get the most money sometimes. And you don't have to be CM Punk, you know what I mean? He's just the loudest guy at the right time at the right place. There's nothing extravagant about him other than he was in the WWE. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. And what was he making? $500,000 per fight? Or he was making something stupid. What was it? Was it 50 grand? 50 and 50 or something?
I don't know what his base pay was, but I know when he first fought, it was I was either $1 million or close to $1 million just to do the fucking off the pay-per-view buys or some shit like that.
Fuck that guy, right? But that's the society we live in, right? Yeah. It doesn't matter how good you are. It's how much fame, how much profit can you bring? What can you bring to the table?
Yeah.
Because it isn't just your skill anymore. It's not even about your skill. It's how marketable are you?
Yeah.
Right? Especially with MMA. I think that's the difference between MMA and boxing. But actually no, maybe not, because boxing, the guys that are the most marketable, like Floyd and whatever, those guys make the money too. But
he is also, but to Floyd,
it disgusts me, to be honest. You know,
Yeah.
You should be humble. You should fight your fucking ass off. You should shake hands with the guy and just be a respectful person. In a perfect world, this is what I would see.
Yeah.
This is what I'd see, and you'd see only talent. You wouldn't see the gum talk. You know, the guys just talking shit and like, fuck you. You know, like I'm a fighter, you're a fighter. Guess what? Me and you are more like each other than 99% of the population. Yeah. Maybe we should fucking be friends.
Yeah.
Or maybe we should like treat each other with respect.
Yeah.
Because if we weren't fighting, we would be friends.
Yeah.
Because we're doing the same fucking shit.
Yeah.
So why are we talking so much shit to each other? You know,
because,
like I never understood that, you know? Yeah, I've never had an opponent that was very blatantly disrespectful, because the first thing I do is like, hey man, thanks for taking the fight. Good luck tomorrow. I'll shake your hand. I'm gonna buy you a beer after I kick your ass. I never say that part, but in my mind, that's how it is. Like hey man, I have nothing but love for you today. Yeah. I don't understand why you're getting in my face, because we're not fighting today. Yeah. Let's just enjoy it. Hey, you're hungry. I'm hungry.
Are you naturally just do you feel that way, or is that where you picked up doing other like traditional martial arts, where it's just one discipline? How did you come about that mind? Because a lot of people are.
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of people are either like that, or they're the opposite, which is like super abrasive.
Yeah. No, you're right. It's from Muay Thai, right? Because when I first started fighting amateur, my coach did something very smart. He never he did this not just with me, but he did this with everybody. He said, "Hey, do you want to fight? The fight's May 22nd or whatever." Like, yeah, okay, sure. What weight class? You have to be 175. Okay, no problem. It was never like, "Hey, you're fighting this guy." I remember when I had my third MMA win, somebody put a post on my status on Facebook, and they're like, "Oh, Pat Pytlik, you fought all the best guys in kickboxing, blah, 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 blah." And I sent him a private message. I'm like, "Hey, man, I only fought the best because my coach never told me who I was fighting. I never knew they were the best.
Yeah.
I just say, hey, this is the date, and this is the guy, this is the date, this is the weight, and you have to fight." Basically, that was it. He never told me anybody that I was fighting ever.
Wow.
So I've always had that mentality going into fights. Like I said with Jake, like I was a little bit arrogant and cocky.
Okay.
I didn't look him up. I didn't do anything. I just assumed my coaches would take care of all that.
Right.
And they did a pretty good job. But if I would have done a Google search, I would have realized his last fight, he won by that same submission. You know what I mean? I didn't even look that up. I just thought he was like, oh, he's a tough guy. He's a grinder. He's going to stand and trade with me. Well, guess what? He wrestled me. Yeah. The boy was from Kansas. Kansas is pretty fucking close to Iowa. Those guys know how to fucking wrestle.
Those cornbred dudes.
Yeah, those motherfuckers. Yeah. All he wanted to do was wrestle me. And he threw me around like a rag doll. But, you know, I hit him. Like I said, I almost knocked him out with the second jab. Yeah. I elbowed him from post to post. I fucking kneed him in the face at one point twice.
Right.
The guy's why was a little bit stronger than mine. You know, he told me after his mom was sick and stuff. So a part of me, like, obviously I was distraught that I lost, but a part of me was like, you know what? Now you can go back to Kansas and you can show your mom you're the champ, and maybe it'll boost her morale and whatever, right? So, yeah, it sucked that I lost, but, you know, whatever. I lost to a nice guy. So.
You were even in some of the reports that I saw that you're the interviews that you've done. You're like, I'm prepared for loss, like for the most part, like I don't remember what the exact quote was, but you're like, you know, you had pretty much laid out like, should I lose, should this happen, you know, this is you know the route I would take, and like that's a really adult stance to take about like anything. You're like really up. You understand that anything's possible inside there, you know.
Yeah, well, I'm not. Maybe it's my detriment, but I've never said no. The promoter's like, hey, you want to fight this guy? Sure.
Right.
Sign the contract. You know, like I could have probably taken the easier guy. Probably, yeah, but that doesn't make me a man. Doesn't make me... Listen, if you can't beat a guy that used to fight in the UFC, you're not ready for the UFC. It's that simple. It's literally that simple. But had I beat some other shitty guy, yeah, sure, I would have made it.
Yeah.
Sure, the Ottawa card, yeah, fucking Nordine or whatever, his opponent pulled out and they took another Canadian. Yeah, maybe, sure.
Right.
Sure, that's a possibility. But that doesn't make me a better fighter. Right. That just means I took an easier route to get to the big show, and guess what? Maybe I would have lost then, and maybe I would have lost the next two in a row.
Right.
Because I wasn't ready. If I couldn't beat this guy, I didn't deserve to be there.
Right.
And that's my mentality, right?
Right.
yeah, I had some shit going into it, but there literally is no excuse. The better man won that night, and it wasn't me. It was Jake.
Right.
So
I mean, to me, it doesn't look like you're not going to make that jump even despite that loss. It seems like to me you're either going to get more opportunity where you're at now, or you're going to make that crossover to the UFC, to the Contender Series, or whatever the case may be. So knowing that about yourself, you don't really fuck with that in your face abrasive, like I'm gonna be like the shit talker or force the shit talking or make you. You're not that kind of guy. So like no. Have you faced that a lot in your career? And if you haven't, like, how do you think you're going to be able to handle that? Like, because like that's like the bread and butter right now of the UFC is those pressers where they have you sit next to that guy and like now you have to talk about each other for at least 10 to 15 minutes. Yeah, no,
you're 100% right. But listen, what's the worst thing? When you see a guy that he's blatantly fake. I'm always myself. Like, I'm a humble guy. I'm not a shit talker. That's not in my nature. So I'm not going to just change who I am to entertain fans. Hey, fuck you. You don't like me for who I am? Then go fuck yourself. Go cheer for the other guy. He's probably going to win. It's 50-50 at some point. One of us is going to win, one of us is going to lose. Yeah. But for me, there's nothing worse than when you see a guy who comes across fake. How many guys are trying to be like that Conor McGregor attitude? Why don't you be the George St. Pierre? Why don't you be who the fuck you are?
Unless that's you.
If that's you, I respect that. Yeah. But if that's not who you are,
don't.
What are we talking about? Yeah. What are we talking about here, right? Like I the guys that I respect is like, Thug Rose or George St. Pierre. I like the silent, respectful martial artist because that's what I am. Right. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be the cocky cocksucker that's just going to get in your face and talk about your mother. I got a mother too. You got a mother, I got a mother. I don't want to, man, I'm fighting you tomorrow. I ain't fighting your mother. Yeah. Like, what are we talking about here? Yeah. Like this is so simple. We're just two knuckle draggers. I'm going to hit you, you're going to hit me. One of us is going to fucking win. One of us is going to lose. Like, what are you putting all this shit for? I get it. You're trying to promote the fight. Like, I get it. You need people like that. But why can't we just promote the fight by being tough guys? Why can't we just be like, hey, this is what I've done?
I think there's a market for that too. Like Anthony Smith is like that. I just watched him fight.
There's another good guy. There's another good guy right there. Yeah.
Just fucking brings his lunch pail to work and just fucks dudes up. Now, not only is he like a brilliant just like analyst and face of the UFC as someone who's just like really good at his job, he's also he just finished Alexander Gustafsson not too long. I watched him like a couple. I don't know if you saw the update or anything yet.
No,
but yeah, he got him via rear naked choke, and he's just a bad motherfucker, and he doesn't it's not forced. Like, it's just him. Like it's just him up there when he's communicating, and there's no stutters or any of that shit. Like he says everything with conviction, and he means what he says. And I like
he's a blue collar guy, and you know what? So am I. Yeah. Basically, just show up to work, do your job, and thank everybody that came out and supported you, and then on to the next one. Yeah. What do you really need to say? Yeah.
You either have charisma or you don't, and I feel like you're one of those guys if someone were to barb you, like you're not just gonna sit there and just be like,
no, man, I can play, I can talk shit. I can talk shit too. Yeah, like anybody
you're not gonna
can.
Make someone do it,
and I can play to the crowd. Believe me, I can. Yeah. But I mean, I don't enjoy it. I'd rather just be like, hey, I'm gonna shake your hand, and then tomorrow I'm gonna punch you, or you're gonna punch me.
That's the ultimate, because it's like.
What else are we doing here? Yeah. What are we talking about? This is what we're doing, right? What's there to say? Like, what the fuck are we doing here? If we're not, what's the point of any of this shit? We're just fighting. Yeah. Why are you gonna make it about anything else? I get it. You're trying to promote yourself, and you're trying to let's get everybody's get your name on everybody's lips. I get it. I get what you're doing. Yeah. But ultimately, it doesn't matter what you say. You look like a bigger fool if you talk that shit and you get knocked out. You
get fucked up, right?
Right? Whereas the humble guy, it's like, he got fucked up, but we still like him because he's not a fucking asshole. Yeah.
It happens.
So, yeah, I see it all the time, man.
You can't. Everyone does. As of recently, a lot of those people have been like, "Oh, I'm the top of the pedestal guy. I'm the fucking best," and they get into a position because they take that Mayweather McGregor style of fight promotion, and they take one loss and they're fucking gone. Like they're just disappeared.
That's it. And you know what? I think mentally that's pretty hard on you too. You're putting all that pressure on yourself. Yeah. You're talking all that shit. yeah, I get it. You're trying to get underneath your opponent's skin.
Yeah.
But what else are you doing? You're
Right.
putting the pressure on yourself, man. You're putting pressure that you didn't need. You know, it's already tough enough. Like, say we're fighting in Las Vegas and you're an American and I'm from Brazil or I'm from Canada or wherever I'm from. The pressure is basically on you. You know, you're going to talk some smack and you're going to put more pressure. You know, do you really need that? You really think that's going to help your performance? Maybe.
You don't want to become a meme. You really don't want to become a meme now because they are just one good one. Just one cheese fingery fucking kid in some basement somewhere is like, I've got the perfect fucking meme for this, and your whole shit's all done. All fucking done.
Your life is done. Well, I mean, no.
Your life's not done.
Yeah, you're a meme. You live on in the interwebs. You're gonna be that guy forever.
You're gonna be that guy forever.
But no, I come from Muay Thai, right? Muay Thai is about respect.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would see the guys, because what's the most money you can make in kickboxing as a Muay Thai fighter? Not like glory, but I'm like in Thailand. Not much.
Yeah.
Most of us guys that are fighting are because we love what we do. So shit talking doesn't even come to the for me anyways, in my experience, it never came to the conversation.
Also, like, what kind of like gets rid of that is like, I just feel like everyone that fights in Muay Thai in Thailand has like so many. How many fights are you gonna shit talk? Like 50 fights. Yeah. That's gonna get real. It's gonna get real tired. That's gonna get real tired soon. You're gonna hate.
Or your shit talk's gonna get real good.
Yeah.
One or the other.
One or the other.
You got experience.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, but no, man, it's just not something. It's not in me. And hey, I'm from Canada, man. You know, and we're the nicest people in the world.
You guys are.
Let's be honest. You know, we're a bunch of fucking sweethearts up here.
You guys are sweethearts, but there's like this. You guys are fucking rabid MMA fans too. Like there's like
huge MMA fans. Oh yeah, big time. The MMA is massive, man. Like in my gym, the team I used to train with out west, it was like the best fighters were in Edmonton.
Yeah.
You know what Edmonton has?
No.
It's like the frozen tundra with a cool mall. That's about it. I mean, they got the Oilers, you know, but they suck. And guess what? Every single fucking game it's sold out because that's all they fucking have. You know?
Like so the Browns?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I'm in Southern Ontario right now because, you know, that's where I'm from and whatnot. Right. And, you know, traveling and being a father is not optimal for me anymore. You know, my daughter's getting older and there's just too many times going to the airport where I see her cry. You know, I can't see that anymore. When I won the title, I remember my daughter came with me to the drive to the airport and she was like bawling her eyes out. You know, so I said, "That's it. That's it." You know, that was it for me. I have to, for better or for worse, my team is now in Ontario, but the best guys I know and trained with were out west,
right
in Edmonton.
Yeah, so. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, like, you know, this isn't a team sport. Those guys are not going to come in there with you to go fight. I mean, they might corner you or something, so they might literally come in there with you. But you know, you have to. Everyone has to at some point look at the best interests for their family and ultimately yourself too. So I mean, like, they'll understand. And if they you like you said before, a lot of those guys are still just your friends. They have to understand.
Oh, 100%.
They're all adults, you know.
yeah, they're all. You know what? He was one of my coaches actually. A guy that I respect more than anybody. He told me, he's like, "Man, I don't like to see you away from your kid anymore. So you have to go back, right?"
Yeah.
And it's coming from a coach that cares about me, right? You know, it would have been easier for him to say, fuck it, just stay out here. You're doing great. Yeah. Keep training with us, you know. But a hard thing was like, hey, you have to do the right thing. Right. You have to go back. You gotta go back. You can't be bouncing back and forth. It's not healthy. It's not good for your kid.
Right.
And he was right, you know. A lot of my traveling was when my daughter was really young, but now she's turning 12, like she's almost 12, and it's just, she's 12 on Canada Day, actually July 1st.
On Canada Day?
On Canada Day, yeah, but he was right, you know, she's at that age where she's asking questions she doesn't understand, like, what are you doing this for? Right. You know, what do you mean you're fucking getting punched in the face? You know, can't you just get like a normal job?
Yeah.
What's the matter with you?
Right.
You know?
Right.
And I have a dream, but I also have a responsibility. Right. And at some point, you know, the responsibility is more important than the dream, but it's not slowing me down. You know, I'm putting in the same dedication. I'm putting in the same training every single day. I don't have the number one heavyweight in Canada, the number one middleweight in Canada, the number one lightweight in Canada. Like, I had everybody in one gym.
I don't know if it's just fighters. Like, I just feel like all fighters are fuckers because, like, all of you have kids. Like, all of you, even the top ones from the lower rungs to the top, like, they figure it out. You know, like they figure out what they got to cut out. You know, if that means, hey, we can't hang out with my friends that much. That's what it is. You know, or if I gotta work a certain amount of hours and sleep a little, you know, everyone finds it out, and it looks like you're doing the same thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when there's a will, there's a way, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you know what I mean, if you got the why, you'll figure out the how. You know. Yeah. The how, right? Yeah. It's just you gotta figure out why you're doing this, right? And I know why I'm doing this. I love this fucking shit. You know, I do. I love this stuff. It's not even. I'm not even like a guy that enjoys hurting people. You know. Yeah. I've met guys that, like, at the weigh-ins, they got a fucking erection when they look at the guy. You know, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with that guy? You know, that's not me. But for me, I'm a competitor, man. Yeah. I love to compete. Yeah. I don't love hurting people. If you ever watched any of those fights, I know I sent you that highlight, but the guy who did the highlight didn't show the after fight. I help everybody up. If they're out cold, I'll turn them over. Right. I'll fucking buy them a beer. Like, I celebrate very little. I celebrate a little bit with Byron. But the second I got down off the cage, the first thing I did was grab him. Like, hey man, are you okay? Yeah. Like, fuck, I'm sorry, man. Like, I always say the same stupid shit. Like, I'm sorry. Yeah. But, you know, it's like what we do. And you know what he said to me? He goes, I would have done the same thing to you. Yeah, and he would have too, right? Yeah. He would have obviously, because that's what we're there to do. Yeah. But it's just that human instinct in me was like, man, I'm sorry, man. Like, I know I'm fucking, maybe I postponed your career a little bit, because he boxed with Byron, or he boxed with Roy Jones Jr., right? Byron. Yeah, it was a big win for me to fight with that guy, and I knocked him out with the same punch that Roy Jones did, left hook. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but he was such a good guy, you know, all in all.
So did you, was that happenstance, or you were very cerebral, so did you see, like, I know he can get got with that.
No, I set it up. I set up the whole fight, right. But he wasn't stupid, right? He was a very good, smart fighter. Right. So he was using his reach, and every time I went for that shot, he was pulling back. And I'm like, I know if he comes forward at me, I'm going to get it. But his length was like, he was too tall, and he knew how to use his height. But in the 5th round, he caught me with this uppercut, and I played it a little bit that I was hurt, and I stumbled back. I went backwards. I let him press, and then I touched the head, and I went low to drop the hands. And once the hands went, then I went up top, and I went tall with everything I had on that punch. And it looks quick. Yeah. It looks like it's a quick punch. But the hip rotation, like I work with Stevie Bailey. He's one of the best boxing coaches in Canada, right? And we worked on that combination over and over and over. And looking back, we actually worked on it more as a counter punch than an offensive punch. Mm-hmm. And most of the fight, I was looking for the offensive setup, and it wasn't there. The second he went after me and I did the counter, boom, put him to sleep. You know, but you know, when he was out, when he went down, I didn't drill those last punches. I just touched until I was looking at the referee. Yeah. Because I knew he was hurt. And I knew I could have. Yeah. I could have put more damage in him, but I'm hoping, you know, Mother Karma, if God forbid that ever happens to me, somebody's gonna have the same mindset as me. And,
you know, I'm gonna be honest with you, probably not.
Probably not. But maybe if they see this fucking podcast, hey, you KO me, you see me, I'm out. Yeah. Don't fucking go for my children, all right? Yeah. Just let me have it. What's up? I'll buy you a beer after.
I'll buy you a beer. Please don't kill me. Yeah. That's like, you know, I saw Derek Lewis. You know, he does very similar things, right? Like oh, my stomach, you know, looks like I'm hurt, and then he and then they close that gap, and he's like, surprise, motherfucker, and then like gets on the floor, gets on the ground,
surprise, motherfucker. Yeah. Just fucking. I use that strategy a little bit in some of my fights, especially when I fight a good grappler. I play a little bit coy, you know. I play a little bit weak and let you come. I'll draw you in, and I'm gonna fucking hurt you. Right. And you know, when I fought Jake, I was doing with him, but I felt his strength, and oh fuck, he's doing this to me. Yeah. Like shit.
Karma.
He's playing. I'm playing his game. I didn't even realize it too. He was a vet, right? He was the lesson that I needed.
Yeah.
You know, because like I said, on the feet, I could have probably used one hand and kicked his fucking ass.
Right.
But in the wrestling department, he had one takedown. I had no answer for it. And I went to my corner. I'm like, hey, how do I stop that? And it was no response.
Oh,
I don't know. Because usually when you push a guy against the cage, you usually have to get that double, you have to lock the hands, right? That's how I've been trained, right? And this guy had buried his head between my legs, arms spread out. There was nothing. In my mind, there was nothing there. Right. And somehow I'm like, shit, I'm on my back. Get up.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck was that, right? And yeah, we just never saw that. I never saw that takedown, you know? These fucking Iowa wrestlers or whatever the hell. Dude, you know? He had a move that I just never seen. I know he trained with Dustin Poirier a little bit. I think he trained him. He did some work with that guy. He was very talented. He's very talented, right? Awesome. Jake Lindsay, so I have nothing but respect for the guy.
It sounds like you're... I don't know, Nico described Unified as, like, the best promotion in Canada as far as, like... outside of, like, the UFC when they're there.
Oh, huge. Yeah, that's... Unified's the best, right?
So how did you come across Unified as an organization? Did you make your pro debut just right there, or did you...
No. I first fought for Prestige FC in Fort McMurray when I didn't know shit. Okay. And then I fought for Hard Knocks, which was... It used to be the best... Hard Knocks used to be the best promotion. They would do the interview, they'd do everything, they'd make you feel like a superstar, and then you go fuck somebody up, and then they would talk to you some more, and it was just, they're just like, Prestige at the time was one of the best, right?
Right.
But I'm not actually sure what happened to Prestige, but it slowly went away. Right. And it went away. So after I was 2-0, I remember I went to a show once. I said to Sonny, I'm like, I'm gonna fight in a promotion. I'm gonna be a champion.
Right.
I wonder how many people told him that, right? You know? Like, oh yeah, sure, man. Yeah. Have another fucking beer. I was drinking at the time.
He says as he gets another one out of his boot on the podcast.
Yeah. All piss and vinegar. You know? And it's like, oh yeah, sure you are, right? Yeah. And then, I fought Corey Atkinson, and then Cody Sinclair, and then Yannick Perret, and then I fought a guy who was making his 24th professional fight in Derek Boyle. And I took that on like 11 days notice, out of shape. My best friend's dad died. I honestly didn't even want to win. I just wanted to fight, right? Yeah. Because I'm a fighter, right? I've always been a fighter since I was a kid in one sense or another. Right. And I took that fight out of shape. I'm like, well, I got one good round, and fuck it. And I knocked him out with 4 minutes and 59 seconds. With 1 second left. And I swear to God, if it would have went to the next round, Derek would have kicked my ass. I had nothing left. I kicked him in the head. I dropped him. And I'm like, oh, shit. Fuck. Get up or something. Get up. No, I had to finish him, right? And I really, to be perfectly honest, I had to push hard to finish him because I had nothing left, man. I was done in that first round. And then I'm like, okay, now I can rest and heal some of my injuries. And they're like, guess what? That earned you a title shot with Byron Phillips. Fuck! Now I gotta go right back to camp. I gotta go back to training. So I didn't even have 1 week off. Because I didn't get hurt. It was one round. I was perfectly fine. So Monday was like, okay, back to the gym, back to training, back to the grind, back to running 10K every day, back to fucking training 2 hours. Back to working as a welder. Yeah. No life, no social life. No, you're not drinking. No, you're not partying. No, you're not having fun. You're just the abode of suffering, And then, it paid off with Byron. And,
man, you can do all that shit later. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, man.
It'll be there.
I ain't no spring chicken. I'm 30 years old, man.
Get the fuck out of here. You're 30 years old?
Yeah, man. I'm 30 years old.
You look like 25 years old.
Hey, man. I took care of myself. Yeah, I got some nice skin.
You got some really nice skin.
I'm of that Canadian stock.
The Canadian freezing just keeps it nice and conditioned.
Yeah, it's like preservatives.
Yeah.
We're stuck frozen here.
Good job.
Yeah, we're shitty weather for 8 to 10 months a year, and then we got two to 4 basically. Depending on the year. Welcome to Canada. You wonder why your population's so big, because nobody wants to fucking freeze their balls off up here. Yeah. Yeah. We're
You should live forever, like the fucking White Walkers in Game of Thrones. There you go.
That's it.
I don't watch that fucking terrible show, by the way.
Yeah, neither do I. But
I know those guys.
I know the reference.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cool animation. I got 4 seasons in. They're like, all right, you gotta wait 2 years. I'm like, haha, no, I don't, because I'm not watching the show anymore. So,
you know what, man? I saw that one guy. I don't know if it was the first season or what I saw, but it's like the main character gets murdered at a wedding. Yeah. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. No, I'm done with this stupid show. Yeah. Fuck you. I like that guy. Yeah. You gonna kill him off in the first season?
They killed my favorite guy, the fucking Middle Eastern looking guy. It was a cool death. But the mountain, the mountain, the big,
I'm so far. I gotta catch up, man. I'm so far behind.
The mountain is a real. That guy, he's like the strongest dude in the world or some shit. He's like 7 foot and like a fucking big monster. He like pops the guy's head with his hands. I'm like, that was crazy as shit. But I'm not watching the show anymore.
Fuck that guy. Yeah, fuck that guy. But. Yeah, I don't know. Eventually I'll get back into it, I guess.
I never will. I heard it was terrible. I heard the ending was terrible. I'm like, I'm glad I fucking stopped watching it, because I would have been real upset if for 12 years I followed the show and then just ended terrible.
And then it just ended up being shit. Yeah, I'm really disappointed too. It's like banging a girl and you're about to come and then she just pushes you off. It's like, what the fuck?
And then fucks her dad. I don't know, like whatever's like.
Let me finish.
And you're like, no.
No, fuck you very much, right? Yeah.
Oh my god, you're a wild man. That's pretty much all, dude. I want to have you back on whenever you have. That was that's podcast of the year, 100%.
Oh yeah.
That was fun.
Shit! I'm glad I made you laugh, man.
Oh my god, dude! If you fucking stop fighting, do stand-up comedy or some shit, because that shit was funny as fuck. That was funny as hell. You're funny, man. You're funny as shit.
Well, I mean, I eat pretty, so you got to be something.
There's always. I always like. Do you have things to plug? Gyms, sponsors, anything that you want to talk about? Anything coming up? It's all. Form.
Well, we never really touched upon it, but I'm a little bit injured from the last fight.
Okay.
So, like a smart guy, I'm going to take a professional boxing fight while I heal. So I'm going to fight in September in boxing. Okay. I have the best boxing coach in the country, so. I told him, I just want to be active. Right. You know what I mean? Right. And, so I'm going to take a pro boxing fight. I'm on Instagram at PATPYT if you want to follow me. If not, I don't really give a fuck. But, if you want to, I usually post some cool shit, And, I'm going to take this fight, come September. And then after that, I'm going to bounce back into MMA. Just while I heal. I just need to work on everything, just get my mindset. So I'm a good boxer. I'm a good kickboxer. So I just feel like this is a right move for me. Just while I'm healing.
Fucking box that Logan Paul dude for $1 million. Beat his ass.
Who the fuck is Logan Paul? And tell him where I'm at. I'll fight that fucking guy. I don't even need to Google him. If you want me to kick his ass, I'll kick his ass. I'm all about that. It's called the Hurt Business. Yeah.
Bro, thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you for taking time out of your busy ass schedule. I know this means a lot to me. It's awesome.
I'm at a pig roast, man. I'm having a good time.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I don't give a fuck. I had a blast, but it means as much fun as I had. It really means a lot to have somebody find fucking time. Like, you have no obligation for you to come on the show other than you want to. You know what I mean? So I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. My Nick said, hey, you want to go on this podcast, talk to this guy? Sure. You know. Hey, if you're crazy enough to want to talk to me, I'm crazy enough to accept.
Fair enough.
Yeah. There you go. Okay, brother. I should probably get back to the party. I've been sitting in the wash. You know what? This is a washroom. I'm literally sitting on the fucking. I'm sitting on the toilet like a fucking loser
Someone
right now.
Shit their pants outside of the door, and you're like, ah.
No, I'm actually not though. See. The toilet seat's down. No.
I mean, at the door, outside.
They have no fucking idea what I'm doing here. They're like, "Who are you talking to?" And like, I've had people banging on this door since I've been talking to you. I've just been choosing to ignore it.